Good afternoon, it's Kyle Coverline. I'm part of the sales team here at Bluegrass International in Georgetown, Kentucky. I've done a video in the past about our dedicated monitor for the camera system, but I'm going to do a refresher since the cab has changed in 2024 for Freightliner S2RV and the Freightliner M2. But I'll do that real quick and we'll get going. So this is a 2024 Verona LE40 LRB that we're getting ready to deliver. You can see on the outside you've got a side bullet camera on each fender, and of course we have a rear camera on the rear. And the way these come factory from Renegade to us, this is a customer sold unit, the way that these come factory from Renegade is you got those 3 cameras on the outside and they feed into this Garmin head unit. The Garmin head unit is what controls your radio, your navigation. Of course, it's your camera functions from the factory. And like one of the issues with the camera feed going to, say you're driving down the road and you're using this for navigation. Well, when you flip the blinker on, it automatically, you lose your navigation screen because the camera feed comes through. And so one of my #1 recommended change, for modifications to Renegade, is to put in a dedicated camera monitor. And that's what we've done up here. Now, the header and the dash have changed on the Freightliner M2 and of course the S2RV for 2024. We used to mount, because of the way this was shaped up here, we used to mount the track up here on the older style cab. Now we can mount a ram track right there against the roof of the header. And then we don't even have to drill holes. We screw these in because ultimately if you ever wanted to remove that camera system, this monitor, you'd be left with a track that could be used for a lot of different things. But as far as the wiring that's going to the monitor, we don't have to drill any holes because we can go right up behind between the windshield and the header here and get up to where, come across the top of the header and then run down the pillar to get over here to where the camera feeds come in through the firewall. So that's this super slick idea. You can have your backup camera up here full time. It's always there showing while you're driving. You can see what's coming up behind you. The other thing that we found works really well is this is the ram mount system. That is the C size ball. We used to use the B size, which worked really well, but we found with the C size, it makes this super rigid. So when you're driving down the road, you get very little vibration. And then another reason we highly recommend mounting that screen there is because you already have the Freightliner collision mitigation camera system right there in the windshield. So when you're sitting over here in the driver's seat, you can tell like that screen is just sitting right in front of something that's already mounted on the windshield, and you're not losing any windshield real estate as far as your visibility. So that's just a quick update of something that's by far, if you ask me if I'm buying a Renegade, what's like the main thing I'm gonna do, or like what should I do? I'm like, you need to put in a dedicated camera monitor. That is so nice to have. You can easily reach up there and you can flip through your different screens manually with actual buttons. People do love their touchscreen stuff in the world, but when I'm driving, I don't want to have to look on a screen for where to push to activate something. Like I want to be able to reach and feel for a button. That's why I'm a huge fan of, like, if I'm buying a radio for a car or my motorhome, like I want my volume knob to be an actual knob. I don't want to have to look for where I push on a screen. I just want to grab for a knob and be able to turn it when I don't even have to look that away from the road for more than like a split second. I've got the key actually here. We'll turn this on. So you'll see I turn the key on the ignition, boom, pops up. There's your rear camera. So as soon as you get ready to rock and roll, that gives you that camera feed. And then if I flip the blinker, it automatically flips to the right side. And if I flip my blinker to the left side, it automatically flips to the left side. So I mean, works super well, super functional. I mean, we can do the install here. It's not a problem. You don't have to have bought the RV from us. We're happy to do this install after the fact. Or if you want to try to tackle it yourself, we're happy to, you can talk to me or one of our guys in the service department, like our foreman, James Wade, and we can guide you through the parts you may want to use or need. It's not a super hard install, but there's a lot of wiring that has to be fed and shoved and coiled up, in the dash and in the header, because we pull all this stuff apart. We had to disconnect all the triggers from the Garmin unit so that the triggers activate the Voyager screen. And then of course we got to feed all that stuff up and around, and it's a decent amount of wiring. It's not impossible, but you know, it's something we've done a whole bunch, and we've got it pretty dialed in. But that's pretty much just a quick overview of our Voyager screen. You can see on the back here, you know, how we mount the ball. And then, you know, if you wanted to, another thing nice about that track system with the ram mount ball is, you know, they make different ram mounts. So you can get a longer one, you can get one with a second knuckle on it. So if I wanted to, you know, bring this down and bring it forward or this way or that way, you know, of course we put in a track so you can slide it one way or the other. You know, if you want to use this track to mount something else. In my motorhome, I've got a track system like this, and I actually have my backup screen mounted, and then I've got my little TPS tire pressure system monitor hanging up here as well, so I can look up and I can easily see what my tire pressures are, and it keeps it up. You know, I like keeping things kind of neat and up out of the way. Once again, my name is Kyle Coberline. I'm part of the sales staff here at Bluegrass International. You know, we try our best not to be salespeople. We want to be more of a consultant and kind of help people through, you know, questions and concerns they have and help them figure out what would really work best for them. But once again, we're always happy to help. We're a no pressure atmosphere. And thanks again for checking out another one of our videos.